Let's get in more details of what exactly has happened in the pollution fiasco. Now, the fight for clean air has reached Supreme Court. Top court has now asked the Commission of Air Quality Management to direct schools in Delhi NCR to postpone open-air sports competitions planned in November and December to safer months. Now, this comes after a group of students actually filed a petition against outdoor sports during this toxic months. The students say that they have been pushed into tournaments, trials and coaching camps right when the city's air gets really severe. But it also happens to come at a time when it's being done for college applications. That's the rationale from the side of the schools as well. So we thought today on the program, let's try and get an understanding from these kids on who were they that actually took the petition to the court and understand their perspective as well. Joining us today is Nysa Bedi, Shirin Sultana Shaw, and also Zoya Sani. Hello, ladies, girls, if I might call you. Let me start with Zoya there. Zoya, first up, what exactly was your plea that you have taken to Supreme Court at this point? What specifically was the demand coming in from all of you?
So what we're asking is that the sports calendar be recalibrated, because at the moment a lot of tournaments that are then lead to bigger tournaments and higher level tournaments and then lead to you playing for your state end up happening in November or December, which are really, really polluted in Delhi. So we're playing in AQI that's above 500, and you can see the effects of that. And there's a lot of documentation on the effects of that long term and while we're playing as
Yeah.
well in the performance is altered as well. So we're just hoping to have that changed, to have them maybe in April, May, June, when there's less pollution.
Got it. Nysa, I was also listening about some petitions that have gone from the side of from the parents to actually say that Delhi should, in a way, or Delhi NCR on the whole, should actually have a longish winter break compared to, say, a longish summer break. Maybe it's time to turn our calendars altogether, not just on sports, but academics as well, since the air is so bad. Maybe a good idea to shorten up our summer break and give kids and our calendar a longer break post-Diwali when the air particularly gets bad.
Yes, that makes sense. As the air pollution during the times of October, November, December, January are really, really dangerous to our health. And as kids who are growing up, we have growing lungs, we are adversely affected by this air pollution. And therefore, it's really important that instead of having a longer summer break during the times which the air quality is actually at a healthy amount, we have a longer winter break so that we're not forced to be out in the open with the AQI levels so high. So we're not
Right.
as affected.
Right. Shirin, come in on the point that, the school and teachers pretty much, have their own deadlines to meet, college applications, etc. So they are really caught in the middle of this entire fiasco. They want to care for the kids physically and care for the kids' future as well. Where do you think a balance can be struck here? What is it that, according to you guys, should be done?
I feel like we should focus on both college, like the teachers should focus on both college applications as well as the health of children, which is mostly the case. You think about both, what's best for children, which is most important, the health, how you can make sure they don't harm themselves in these severe conditions, while also making sure that their future is intact.
Right. Zoya, let me come to you and your understanding of what air pollution means. Now, despite the fact that all of us have been talking about air pollution for a while now, there seems to be a massive gap in understanding. Are you guys, Gen Z, still sort of amazed at how some of the older generations react to air pollution? Some people saying immunity will catch up and some bizarre non-scientific facts like that?
So I think obviously this air pollution isn't something that's just come up, right? It's something that is a consequence of decades and possibly even centuries of development, and that's at the cost of the environment and of protecting the environment and the air and deforestation and so many different ways in which we've seen the environment take a backseat for so long. And I think it's very difficult if you've grown up with that mindset and if you've spent most of your life living in a world where you're prioritizing development over the environment because you don't see a necessity of prioritizing the environment, to suddenly then change your mindset and say that, look, we should prioritize the environment and it's really, really dangerous to have people living and playing in this really bad pollution. So I think I hope that a lot of people's mindsets will catch up to this, but I think that's probably why a lot of people have a difficult time grappling with the idea of air pollution being such a severe problem.
Right. Nysa, if there's one sort of understanding of air pollution that you could give to the older generations, somebody who hasn't woken up to this entire air pollution crisis that we are all in, that we are breathing in every second, what would that be?
I would say it's here, it's very real, and it's not a new thing. It's been going on for about a decade or so, and it's adversely affecting us. And from personal experience of both Shireen, Zoya, and I can say that we ourselves are affected by it. We all have a bad cough, we face acute chest pain while playing. So clearly it's here, it's real, and it's affecting us. So it's not a thing that we should deny or put off.
Right. Shireen, would you echo that thought? And I keep going back to solutions here because, like I said, shutting down schools, nobody wants to do that. Shutting down activities, nobody wants to do that as well. Health should not come at the cost of education. Health should not come, or environment should not come at the cost of keeping kids indoor. It should not come at the cost of being inside an air bubble all the time. We need solutions that can actually, break out of this. So are you guys also in school actively discussing this?
Yes, so I agree that we need solutions, and in school we have many solutions. But before that, I'd like to say, as conscious citizens, there are many things we can do ourselves. Firstly, waste segregation that can really help. Secondly, minimize use of personal transport and increase use of public transport. Like in our school, we have this butter to bus initiative, which basically encourages children to use the bus instead of using personal transport. So I feel like there are many things we can do on an individual level to mitigate the pollution crisis.
That's a good one. Let me go to Zoya on that one. Any personal experiences or solutions you guys have to offer when clearly everybody else doesn't seem to have one?
So, like Shireen said, our school very specifically has this huge initiative where it's encouraging people to take public transport because so many reports see that transport is such a big contributor to a lot of the pollution that we face, not just in these months, but also year round. So, I think if every school could implement such a program where you're encouraging people to take the bus and ev- different workplaces and the government just tries to incentivize more people to use public transport, as well as having modes of waste segregation and just caring more for the environment in any way that you can, I think there's slowly that'll have a lot of positive impact.
Nysa, how are conversations on air pollution happening at home? Is it dinner table conversation? Are you guys schooling literally your parents as well on what to do, on the fact that they should work from home when possible, carpool when possible? Is that an active conversation at home?
Yes, obviously, we can all see it. I've been affected by it. So we've had conversations on why I'm so affected by it. And air pollution seems to be one of the main contributors to my health. So that's why we genuinely talk a lot about air pollution. But from my parents' time, obviously, they're not as acquainted to the concept of the AQI being really high because they haven't grown up around it. So sometimes I do educate them that a lot of the problems they face and I face are directly coming from the air pollution as well.
Yeah. Zoya, what about you? I'm looking for schooling sort of initiatives that you have taken upon family as well.
So I think my family is very in touch with how bad the situation is specifically, but I do see that especially in senior citizens specifically, there is a lot of resistance to not only just
Yeah.
believing in the severity of the pollution, but actually actively changing one's lifestyle to compromise and actually do something that will benefit the air pollution. I think that becomes the biggest barrier, that people don't want to inconvenience themselves. So I think in that way, there are quite a few conversations, and we have a lot of them at school as well.
And I can tell you guys, it's not just you people. All of us at some stage or the other, even now, have to sort of school our own parents. And if my family is watching, I have the time, I have to do that with them, that wear your mask, ensure that the air purifier is on. Shireen, have you had any family member where you've had to sort of tell them that, listen, it's time to wear your N95, N99, do not step out without it?
Yes, so this happens mostly with grandparents because at that
Hmm.
times pollution wasn't a very severe issue, right? So they don't really understand what the grave extent to what pollution has caused in today's day. So yeah, you have to sort of remind them that they can't go out without a mask. They can't sort of step out of the house whenever they want to, and that it's not actually fog outside, it's pollution. I feel like it's
Hmm.
really important to keep reminding them because often they forget because they don't see pollution as a grave issue.
Yeah. Well, we really hope that, like the courts have listened to your voices, to your petition, we really hope that change comes in both, in our houses as well. It starts with one family at a time. It starts with one parent at a time, and gradually a community, perhaps, which is more aware of the impact that air pollution has on all of us, especially those who are young and vulnerable. Thank you so much for joining, and good luck with what comes next.